Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And it's time, as it is this time every year, Friendo Awards.
Nominations special.
It's the nomination special.
I feel like we're kind of underdressed for such a prestigious occasion.
We used to wear ties and shirts.
I'm gonna wear my red velvet blazer for the award special.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna take it casual. I'm trying to sell some merch. You can get this stuff. Look at this lovely blue shirt. You can get this at friendoshop.com right now. Sure, we have a promo code, Friendo 2024. Hey, I don't know how many years we've done the Friendo Awards. I want to say we started in 2015.
2015 or 2016.
I think it was 2015 that we started them. So not this year, not the next year, but the next year, 2025. We're almost a year away from 2 years away anyways.
From 10 years of Friendo Awards.
10 years of Friendo Awards. It's hard to believe. I think when we started doing these, we weren't even doing them as wrestling things.
No, I mean, there was wrestling aspects, but we were still working for Machinima when we started doing it.
It was movies and games and
internet stuff and a little wrestling.
Internet things.
So, of course, there are several categories which you, the Friendos, will vote on to determine the winners.
Yeah.
And there's we have nominees, and that'll be, your typical, you press the button next to the nominee and you want to win, and they get enough votes, they win. There'll also be some writing categories. And then there'll be one that Steve and I will bestow upon a lucky recipient. That, of course, is the Baron Corbin Award for Going In Raw Wrestler of the Year.
That's just us.
So for the write-in ones, let's start with those first.
Okay.
We started doing a couple of these last year. I think all three of these last year. They are Wrestling YouTube Channel of the Year that's not Steven Larson's Going In Raw WWE and AEW podcast.
Look, or anything under the Friendo umbrella.
Yeah, no Friendo Club Wrestling. Sorry, Steve. No Wrestle Juice.
Fair enough. Yeah, honestly, I want to know what other good content's out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, are you into wrestling news now? Are you into WrestleMania? Are you into, I don't know, Deadlock?
Are you into Wrestle Talk?
I was just trying to do some trollish ones.
I know, but there's people out there that we're friends with that we want to see them get the recognition they deserve.
Isn't that kind of like nepotism-ish? they're our friends. We want to see them get. I want it to be somebody I have no idea who this person is.
Too.
But it's really good.
There's probably a lot of content creators out there doing great work that we just don't know of. And yes, put them on our radar, please.
Yeah. You know who I actually would. You know who my vote's going to go for? I hate saying this because I don't want to influence people, but it's the same as every year. It's Botchamania. It's Matthew.
Yeah.
That guy is crazy creative.
Yeah, he is. It's good people, too.
Yeah.
Also, Wrestling Podcast of the Year, not named Steven Larson's Going In Raw WWE and AEW podcast.
Right. There could be a little bit of overlap here between, the podcasting too, but YouTube channels, short form content maybe, podcast, long form content.
Yeah.
Just people just talking.
Yeah. Like we do.
Again, this is the kind of thing where, we'd kind of like to expose ourselves to different things out there that I haven't heard of.
All right.
Yeah. Not expose ourselves to other people. That's not what I was going for here. Oh, man.
And then, of course, Going In Raw Moment of the Year. So if there's moments that popped you, that stuck with you throughout the year, that happened in the year 2023, write them in, please.
Right. Yeah. Some people, I did actually put up a thread not long ago on one of our channels.
Yes.
Where I asked people to do the thing that I realized, though, because I was going to do a compilation of best of Going In Raw. And then I realized that people are just dropping all sorts of things that happen. I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah, I know.
I remembered them, but I'm like, I don't know what stream in what's the time code?
I know. There's 200 some episodes we've done over the course of the year.
Y'all need to give us more info.
Yeah.
You want me to sit here all day and edit that stuff together?
It's that one time you said, those other guys. Well, we've done that a bunch.
We've done that a lot.
Across 2 channels. Is there a particular other guys you really liked? Well, you got to tell us these things.
Was the first one? Was there one with more stank on it? Was there an ironic one?
Who knows? Anyways, let's get to the categories with nominees. First, Breakout Star of the Year. Now, these are wrestlers. Not to say they're necessarily new wrestlers. It's wrestlers who took the next step.
Yeah.
Literally broke out. And some of these wrestlers nominated have been around for a while, but really found a character that really worked, really resonated with the wrestling community. So, Steve, who's the first nominee for Breakout Star of the Year?
I'm going to add one more name to this list
all right.
that I forgot about. So if you can please write this
down.
and that's Dominic Mysterio.
Dom was nominated last year.
Well, he needs to be nominated again because he bumped his shit up another level this year. I feel like, he joined Judgment Day last year.
Did he win last year?
Did he win last year?
I'm checking that. You can make the case, but if he won, I don't think he can be nominated again.
What?
No, he won. If he won last year, why should he be nominated again?
Because he could break through again.
No, you already broke through. That's it. You broke through.
Did he actually win last year?
I'm trying to find last year's winners.
I'll read the other ones. Trick Williams. He sort of got out under the shadow of Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Arguably more popular at this point than Carmelo is.
Yeah.
And he'll be challenging Ilya for that NXT World title soon. Next up, Swerve Strickland. Maybe he was nominated last year also. I don't know. But I do know that this year, Swerve took that extra next leap into and manifesting perhaps being the first black AEW World Champion. Something that would not shock either of us. If that happened in 2020,
I hope it does happen.
2024.
It really should happen.
Next up, Julia Hart joined the House of Black, and ever since then, she has been crafting a character that has been really, absolutely capturing the hearts and minds of the AEW universe, or whatever they refer to their fan base as. So the AEW sweaties, I guess, maybe that's what they're referred to as. Also, Chelsea Green. Man, what a great rehire from Triple H. She's currently... This was actually awesome because Chelsea is such a force of character that when her tag team partner, it was Sonya Deville, right, went down with an injury, chances are, they're going to have to vacate those titles. Nah. She went on social media and did a talent search, and then they did this story where Piper Niven just shows up and takes one of the tag titles, and they have become such a great team together.
Yeah.
And with any other person, they would have just been like, okay, fine, I'll vacate these titles and then whatever. But she is so damn good. Yep. She is such a force of nature that she kind of manifested holding on to that women's tag team titles with Piper Niven. Their chemistry is off the charts good. Chelsea Green did such a good job for herself this year.
Yes, I can't find the form where it would say Dom Mysterio won, but I'm pretty certain Dom Mysterio won last year, so you can't be nominated again. Tiffany Stratton, though, can. Okay. She had a fantastic year, returned from some time off, and it was a slightly different take on her character, and really upped her game in the ring. Had a run with the NXT Women's Championship, had a great match against Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Fantastic year for Tiffany Stratton. And then finally, let's go with the Guns. Guns up, Steve. They were just like super annoying heel tag team, and then they joined Bang Bang Gang.
Oh yeah.
And then their annoying tendencies were serving a grander purpose, which is Bang Bang Gang. And they really developed some really good chemistry with Jay White, with Juice Robinson.
Oh yeah.
They've had themselves a heck of a year.
Oh, absolutely.
Heck of a year. Are you scrubbing through the actual episode?
Yeah, I got the actual episode up here. This is a better help ad read, though. Here we go, Breakout Star. No, go here. Do this.
All right, while you mess around with that, I'll go on to Best Promotion.
Oh, man.
Of the year.
I mean, WWE.
Well, I mean, other people get a vote, Steve.
Well, wait.
That'd be a smart move. That'd be a smart move.
Would be a smart move.
Anyways, Larson.
No paying bills.
I hope Finn and Congratulations, heel Dominic Mysterio.
He won. Can't be nominated again.
Why can't he be nominated again?
Because he won already. He's already won Breakout Star.
What's that have to do with anything?
He can't be nominated.
He could break out again.
I know you're a Dom Mysterio stan, but he already won.
I just don't remember that being in the rules anywhere.
I mean, I think it's just common sense. Best Promotion. First nominee, Steve's E-Drone over here.
Yeah, it's WWE.
WWE main roster is Raw and SmackDown. Second nominee, WWE's had a creative resurgence now that Triple H is in charge. They're setting box office records every show they have these days.
True.
Making tons of money, putting on some quality programming. Next, AEW. AEW's had some creative struggles, but there has been some high points. Talk about MJF. Adam Cole, that's been a lot of good stuff. Christian Cage doing career work. Tony Storm doing amazing work. Swerve Strickland on the rise as a main eventer. There is some good stuff on AEW. I know we're critical of the product, but
you're not able to qualify that. We're critical when they need to be, when we need to be critical of them.
Oh, of course we are.
When they do good stuff, we praise them for what they do. I'm tired. We
spent 3 years being critical of WWE.
I know exactly, but whenever WWE did good stuff, we praise them.
Exactly.
AEW, they've had a year that's sort of been up and down, and it's an easy thing to sort of I don't know, take shots at them. But they're getting wrestlers paid.
Yeah,
they do have a fair amount of good stuff going on over there. And hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, they'll turn their sort of current situation around in 2024.
Yes. Next, Impact, soon to be once again.
Last year of Impact.
TNA.
This is the
wrestling.
final year of Impact.
I know.
Wrestling.
I'm expecting huge things from TNA in 2024.
Well, name change.
The one knock I can think of against Impact is that we didn't really have a whole lot of Honor No More. Not as much Honor No More in 2023 as we did the year prior. So. That's a bummer.
I mean, it's a very specific thing to you and I.
Yeah.
I feel like let me ask you this.
Sure.
What would TNA in 2020 let's be honest. They're not going to win this, right?
No.
What would they need to do to make their best case in 2024 to be promotion of the year?
Sign AJ Styles.
That'd be huge.
It would be huge. Big. That's why I mentioned it. Next.
That'd be good.
Nominee for Best Promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Bit of an up and down year for New Japan. They lost some major talent, or on the precipice of losing some major talent potentially. Ospreay's out the door, although he's going to AEW, so he still works in New Japan. But still put on some fantastic matches and some fantastic shows, so worthy of consideration.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, let's be completely honest. This is Steven Larson's WWE and AEW podcast. We don't cover New Japan to any significant
Not like
degree.
we used to, yeah.
If there's like any like major, incident that happens, then I guess, but I don't even think we covered it when Sonata won the title. Did we do a Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, I think we did a Wrestle Kingdom.
We did a Wrestle Kingdom.
I think we did a Wrestle Kingdom review.
Yeah, okay. Who had the title of Wrestle Kingdom? When did Sonata win that thing?
It was Sakura Genesis. He won it.
It was after
from Okada.
Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah,
okay. Next nominee for Best Promotion, NXT. Shawn Michaels done a hell of a job turning around NXT from what it was at the beginning of 2.0. A show focused on some interesting characters. The level of in-ring competition is getting consistently a lot better, almost to where it was in the Black and Gold era. And from a storyline perspective, just coming up with some really interesting stuff. So hats off to Heartbreak for a stellar 2023.
Yeah, no, he's been doing very good. They're sort of like in a similar situation to like Impact, and the only way I can think of really is they're at the whims of WWE main roster, much like Impact is sort of at the whims of the rest of the pro wrestling industry.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like they sign people, but no, you know what I mean though. Right?
I do.
Right? Like they literally drafted champions away from NXT.
It's littered on your floor. I apologize.
All right.
Now, finally, Stardom. I know we don't cover a lot of Stardom here at Going in Raw, but I know they are
any Stardom whatsoever.
Well, we talked about WWE's interest in Julia and what that could mean for Stardom.
They shouldn't even be on here.
But I know there's a good portion of the Friendo community that watches and enjoys Stardom, and will tell us we should watch Stardom. So I put them on there. I put Stardom on there.
They shouldn't be on here. Booker of the Year. Impact, Scott D'Amore. Again, doing a lot with being a promotion that basically can get.
Is there anybody?
Get people
is there anybody that does so much given the circumstances dealt to him?
I mean, it's him or Shawn Michaels. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're dealt a certain hand. They can just take away Dragon Lee at any moment. And then they had his whole North American Championship basically taken away. And then, you're going to have Dom Mysterio back here every once in a while.
Yeah, but then no, Dragon Lee's going to be back. Speaking of Heartbreak, he's next nominee for Booker of the Year, Shawn Michaels. I mean, just what I said earlier. Great work this year from Heartbreak
I think Shawn Michaels has like an okay chance of winning this. I think it's going to be Triple H's to lose.
He's next nominee, Booker of the Year, Triple H.
But like, so many people say such good things about Shawn Michaels.
The people who like NXT seem to really like NXT.
But the thing is, we also like so much of the Friendo Awards, so many of the awards in general. And this is what a funny thing that Dave Meltzer,
the other guys,
is finding out with like Roman Reigns not being inducted into his Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, even though he's like lambasting his crowd, saying like, "You guys really should be putting Roman Reigns in the Hall of Fame."
Yeah.
Is that like your audience will usually, if you're doing awards, go with what you guys are into.
They echo your sentiments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And so, like, yeah, we've got a lot of friendos who are like, man, you guys really are sleeping on NXT. You should check out NXT, et cetera, et cetera. Start reviewing it again. It's not going to be enough to take out Triple H.
No, this is probably Triple H's award to lose at this point.
It absolutely is.
If he wins, should we actually send Triple H an award?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Not this guy being Triple H on Zoom, actual Triple H. Next nominee for Booker of the Year, Gato.
Yeah, we don't cover New Japan, so he's not going to win this. And then Tony Khan, who again, if this was like an AEW sweaty podcast, then maybe you'd have a chance. And I don't know, maybe a bunch of the friendos, maybe somebody out there will be like, there's another podcast or something that's like, hey, everybody, all of our audience, go to Going In Raw.
Yeah, it could
maybe
be.
Tony Khan will tweet out.
Stuff the ballot box. And
maybe he'll tweet out, hey, everybody, all AEW fans, I want Booker of the Year.
Yeah. Winning it from Wrestling Observer is not enough for me.
Right,
Wrestling
yeah.
Observer Award. Sorry, I don't want to make it seem like it's not Dave picking the award in those cases. It's his readers.
Do you think Dave would want to kayfabe his awards after they don't go the way that he's like? Oh,
I don't. I have no idea.
But the Young Bucks weren't even. I don't think the Young Bucks made it to the Hall of Fame. Which is kind of surprising.
That is
they have a whole
surprising.
move named after him.
Exactly. So, let's talk most shocking moment of the year. These were moments that were shocking. First, early 2023, Vince returns to WWE to say that he's going to try to sell the company.
Yeah, he sort of forced his way back in. He brought some of his hombres with him and replaced some of the people on the board.
He brought his yes men to replace the no men on the board. Yes,
there was some apparently some regrets on his part that he left in the first place. He was like, God damn it, I should have weathered this storm. Man, it's what men do.
Speaking of Vince, he lost full creative power to Triple H. Triple H, Paul Levesque, was knighted by Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel after the merger. And Triple H is seemingly fully and completely in charge of creative. Vince, completely out of the weeds.
So, yeah, this one, y'all really need to, put your thinking hats on here. Which one is more shocking? Because some of these things, there are things that, one thing led to another,
Yeah.
but I do think that these are very separate things.
Yes.
Vince forced his way back into WWE, but then, the whole Endeavor thing happens, which we're about to talk about here. And then he lost power to Triple H. So, truly, the Triple H era started in 2023.
Indeed. Next shocking moment, when it was announced day after WrestleMania Night 2 that WWE was merging with the UFC to create a new company called, eventually named, TKO Holdings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's part of the Endeavor family of businesses. Mm-hmm. Next, take your pick, CM Punk's 2023.
So this was, so we had a little bit of a discussion about how to handle this one because we had...
There's three instances.
He came back and basically was given his own TV show and AEW programming.
Yeah.
He got super fired from that place.
Yes.
And then he returned to WWE.
Yes.
I find it difficult to believe that this one right here won't win.
Interesting.
Because he... Oh. Okay, I don't need to know that.
That made noise.
Because, it really, given the number... Again, our audience. Given the sheer number of thumbnails, we have a whole theme song to cover Punk news.
But that could be the thing. Like me, there's some Punk fatigue. I've seen it in the comments. I've seen the sentiment elsewhere. There's people that are, I'm a little bit tired of the CM Punk news. So they could just be over CM Punk. Next, Sami Zayn turns on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble 2023. This was pretty shocking from a storyline perspective. It's incredible.
It's fairly pedestrian compared to what we just talked about.
Well, there's all this business stuff, and then there's two kayfabe moments. But they're pretty shocking kayfabe moments. It was Sami Zayn turns on Roman Reigns as a nominee, and then also Cody loses at WrestleMania 39.
Yeah.
That was shocking.
The Roman Reigns era continues. Yeah, the Roman's reign continues.
Roman's reign continues, yes. Next category, feud of the year.
This is when two wrestlers...
Sometimes more than that.
Or more. Get into arguments, predetermined arguments, and they engage in predetermined matches.
Indeed.
Yeah. First up, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page. Of course, this featured Swerve Strickland going to Hangman's house and taunting his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had 2 incredible matches thus far.
Yeah.
We're shooting this mid-December, so a couple weeks before it goes up. And who knows, they might have another match by the end of the year, maybe at World's End. Next, MJF versus Adam Cole. They were feuding, then they were buddies.
Oh, yeah.
And if not for a broken ankle for Adam Cole, this feud might have culminated this year. But we're going to have to wait on that, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Reveal of Devil as Adam Cole, baby. Do the
Gato way.
Dick Togo way.
Dick Togo way, sorry.
So it remains to be seen, but the story, the how it's been weaving back and forth, the dynamic between the two of them, even when they're in theory best friends, but you can always tell there's something else going on. It's been some good stuff.
Yes. Also, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. They had 2 big matches this year. Was one of them Forbidden? No, Wembley.
Yeah.
Was it Wembley?
No, it's Forbidden Door. It was the second one, and then Wrestle Kingdom was the first one.
What did he do at Wembley?
It was a tag match.
Oh yeah. So yeah, look, to at least the Wrestle Kingdom one was one of my favorite matches of the year. That was awesome.
Both of them were great.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. Of course, this was, this sort of overtook them, and then also Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day took over a lot of Monday Night Raw. But leading up obviously to WrestleMania, we had Cody with winning the Rumble and then feuding with the Bloodline, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning at night 1 at WrestleMania against the Bloodline, the tag team titles. So really good stuff with all those guys.
Yeah, we could have easily separated Cody, Roman, and then KO and Sami Zayn and the Usos, but it was all so interwoven, and Roman wasn't around a whole lot.
Yeah.
So for a lot of the feud, Cody was actually like kind of feuding with Paul Heyman rather than Roman. So it just seemed to make sense to, cast a wider net and include everybody here. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Here, Dom's nominated for something. They, of course, led to a match at WrestleMania, which Rey Mysterio won.
That was a rad entrance, too, when Dom had the...
it was.
It was a good match, too. It was a really fun match.
It was a solid bout. We'll include this feud, separate from the Owens, Zayn, Rhodes, and Bloodline stuff. Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. Of course, Sami said, I'm out of Bloodline at the conclusion of the Royal Rumble in 2023. Hit Roman with the chair, and again, a very shocking moment, and led to a feud, culminated at Elimination Chamber. Sami lost.
Oof, boy, that was good stuff.
Heartbreaking fashion.
Great promos and stuff. And then Hangman versus Jon Moxley.
They had a couple of really good matches. Texas Death Match was fantastic. They had.
Yeah.
This all started when Mox hit Hangman with a clothesline and knocked him out, concussed him.
Yeah.
During that one match, and then it just went on from there. This is the Hangman post-Punk feud, the real first time he's had opportunity to really rehabilitate his character since the Punk's feud and losing that title. And between that feud and Swerve feud, he's had himself a really good year.
He's had a really good year.
Yeah.
Moving on to Tag Team of the Year. They won the tag titles at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And they really didn't do a whole lot afterwards.
No, they had a few defenses and then
but
traded
the build and all that, and the hug and all that, that was good stuff.
It was good stuff. They were tag champs for a while, so I guess we got to put them on here. FTR.
Yeah, man.
They came back, returned from their sabbatical, and just won the tag titles, and then held them for a while, and then decided that Ricky Starks and Big Bill should have them.
I guess that was the story. Yeah.
And
it'd be a great idea if these guys get the titles.
And so they're not champions anymore, but they had some good matches this year.
We don't want to fight them young bucks. Also, Judgment Day, Priest and Balor carrying those tag titles on and off for a while now. Although, I'll be honest with you, we should probably nominate Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso just for that press conference alone. That was amazing. That was like moment of the year right there.
That was pretty great.
Starks and Bill Big. They're the current AEW tag champions.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they're actually really entertaining.
They are.
They have really great chemistry. Like they're not doing anything terribly significant, but goddamn, as a duo, they've got terrific chemistry.
They do, even though in kayfabe they know nothing about each other.
Yeah.
They don't know when each other's birthday is. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, the WWE Women's Tag titles. It seemed like the company didn't know what they were doing with them for the longest time. Chelsea and Sonya won them, And ever since then, Chelsea has done such phenomenal. Piper too has done such phenomenal work. They are still not given the time they really need and deserve in terms of regular matches and lengthier matches. But from a character perspective, Chelsea's done, and Piper, they've both done such amazing work and done what they can to really try to elevate those titles.
So, I mean, to that point, though, they are on TV every week. Like, they put them on commentary for, like, you know. Whenever there's, like, a contendership match or whatever.
Yeah.
And they always, like, that's the thing about Chelsea Green especially is that one thing you can notice about her is that whenever she's given TV time,
she makes the most of it.
Absolutely. And they have been so integral in elevating the women's tag division. If you look at it where it is now versus where it was, it's in a whole different place now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
The Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah, they had those tag titles for the first third of the year.
Yep. And then Better Than You, Bebe. The current still Ring of Honor tag titles, tag champions, rather.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at these guys, well, one of them was so powerful he beat the entire Righteous. He shoved one of the dude's heads up the other guy.
Yeah, all by himself. MJF.
MJF did that.
Yep. Let's talk show of the year. Got a few nominees here. AEW All In London.
A lot of people there. Exactly how many we don't know.
I mean, apparently they sold more tickets to that wrestling show than any wrestling show ever. Now, whether all those people who bought tickets arrived and went to the show is something else entirely.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows.
I don't know. Survivor Series War Games. Two really good War Games matches.
Bunch of returns. Randy Orton, CM Punk
Phil
to
Brooks.
WWE. Yeah. Really good stuff there at Survivor Series.
Indeed. AEW New Japan Forbidden Door. More dream matches this year. We got Okada Danielson, which, you know, Danielson broke his arm during that bout. And I don't know if it exactly lived up to expectations, but maybe because of the broken arm, they're having a rematch at Wrestle Kingdom. That should be great. He had Ospreay Omega 2. The only stinker that I can remember on that particular card was Les Suzuki Gods versus Sting Darby and Tetsuya Naito. That match was not good.
For the level of entertainment we had reviewing it,
yeah,
I think that is a worthy addition here, to be honest with you. And honestly, like, I don't know, this might be sort of the sleeper. People love the Forbidden Door stuff.
They do.
This might sort of run away with it. Maybe. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I kind of feel like there's another AEW show going to run away with it. Next, WWE WrestleMania 39. We're just putting both nights together because I guess it is one show in total. Stellar matches, Rhea and Charlotte. You had the tag title match, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I know Cody didn't win, but him and Roman was still really solid. You had Drew and Sheamus challenging Gunther. There's a lot of really good stuff, and then also Shane McMahon blew out both his quads at this show.
Yeah, honestly, again, kind of like the Suzuki Gods match. You know, you got to get that one moment that's just hilarious.
It's the car wreck moment.
Bad. Yeah, exactly.
Next, this might win. AEW Revolution 2023. You look at the card, if memory serves, there's not necessarily a bad match on it. It's highlighted by Mox and Hangman, their Texas Death match. And then you got Bryan Danielson and MJF in the Iron Man match in the main event.
Oh, that's why that's right. This match, this card does not, it didn't really stick with me because this is one I had to leave during the first match. Second match.
Right.
That's why I was like, wait, Revolution, what the fuck? Who cares about that? I was so distracted. There was a family emergency.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, if this win's cool. Right on. Not my experience.
Yeah.
And then WWE's Royal Rumble from this year because
it's the Royal Rumble.
It's the Rumble. Everybody loves the Rumble. And then what was it? It was Reigns versus Owens again this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
that's where Sammy turned on Roman.
Yeah.
At the end.
Big moment right there.
All right, let's talk our last two categories. First, match of the year. Man, I think these first two are in contention for me for match of the year. I haven't quite decided. First, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page. Texas Death Match at AEW Full Gear. Just riveting storytelling. Yes, it was violent. Yes,
people drinking blood. Damn it!
But it helped tell the story of the match.
Oh,
the intensity.
Story of the match is Hangman loves to drink
bloodlust. Yes,
he's a vampire.
Fantastic bout. Star-making performance for both these men. Stellar stuff. Absolutely
great.
Stellar.
It was great. Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks, a strap match from All Out 2023.
These two guys took a match with zero build, the first time they've ever been in a ring together wrestling, and made it feel like the blow-off of a blood feud.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's a testament to their talents as professional wrestlers. They had to be so invested in a match that had zero build, and by the end of it, I didn't care because the story told in the match and the performances were so good.
Is it possible that like Bryan Danielson's last year of full-time wrestling might be his best year?
It's entirely possible.
Because like every match, it doesn't matter if it's on Dynamite, Collision, or on pay-per-view.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39. Oh my God.
Fantastic.
This is absolutely stellar. The women have really like upped their game in terms of like bringing those WrestleMania matches like as of late. Like we had a couple of years ago, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. But this Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match was really something special.
It really was. It was fantastic.
Awesome.
It was fantastic. Next, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Some people might be partial to the Forbidden Door match. I think we're both partial to the Wrestle Kingdom match. That's why it's the one nominated here. But if you like the Forbidden Door match, you can vote for this one.
Yeah, for sure. I love the use of door in this match.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega ramming Will Ospreay's head in the door.
That was great.
I thought that was so violent and awesome. This was a really, really terrific match.
It really was. Next, I know you really liked this one. I did too. Bryan Danielson taking on Zack Sabre Jr. at AEW Wrestle Dream.
Oh, dude, again, Bryan Danielson with all these matches. And Zack Sabre Jr. has always been like amazing at making the mat-based shit like really entertaining.
Yeah.
But then like Danielson just kicked that up to a whole new level with this match. This was absolutely compelling stuff.
It really was. Next, MJF versus Bryan Danielson, AEW Revolution Iron Man match. I always love the bit where towards the end Danielson's laughing and MJF's like, oh gosh, I just want this to end. He's crying.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fantastic. Great stuff. The women's War Game match at Survivor Series. War Games.
War Games.
Fantastic stuff. Match of the night for that War Games card. I mean, it's just great stuff.
EO making a tradition of putting the garbage can on.
Jumping off the cage.
Jumping off the cage is really great stuff.
Yep. Gunther defending the Intercontinental title against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 39.
Hard-hitting stuff. It's a
Yep.
Gunther match. Gunther doesn't put on bad matches ever.
No.
And Sheamus and Drew McIntyre have really upped. Like over the past 3 years or so, Sheamus is just really killing it in the ring.
And then finally, FTR versus the Young Bucks at All In London.
Yeah, they put on really great matches still. It's crazy that like it feels like there's egos at play with these two teams on like a regular basis, and yet they're so good in the ring. You just figure, hey, come on, man, they should have done the other match by now with the tag titles.
I
on the line
know. It should have been a full gear.
Just hand them over to Bill Big and
Should have been
Ricky
a full
Starks.
gear, man. All right, let's talk Wrestler of the Year, Steve.
Yeah, man.
What's the first nominee you want to mention?
I'll mention my dude Cody Rhodes. He's sort of the main character of WWE at this point. Probably a shoo-in to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. If he does, I fully expect him to finish that damn story of his, contrary to what Triple H would have you believe.
Story never ends. That's what the game says.
Some story should be finished, though.
Yeah. I mean, not all stories should go on forever. Next, Athena. She's been the reason to watch Ring of Honor for the most part. She's been holding down that show, keeping stories on there interesting.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And she's had a super long reign as Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Career-defining work for her. If she loses, well, it'll have happened by now. If she lost to Billy Starks by the time this goes up, hopefully we see her in a prominent role on AEW TV in 2024. I really hope so.
That'd be pretty cool. This next one makes me want to come up with a brand new category maybe like next year, and that's like character reinvention.
Yeah.
Because it's Tony Storm. And I don't think anybody reinvented their character so effectively more than Tony Storm did this year.
Yeah.
With the sort of, Hollywood starlet from the 50s thing. It has absolutely just taken everybody by surprise and by a pleasant surprise by at that. Yeah, just really good stuff.
Fantastic stuff. Next, Christian Cage. I'm hoping we announce the winners. We're talking about Christian Cage in multiple categories. Most certainly should.
multiple categories.
Yeah, of course, we announced the winners Friendo Awards. We always induct new people into the
Shocking.
Going in Raw Hall of Fame.
Feud of the year? Oh, the Hall of Fame.
Hall
We'll
of
see.
Fame.
I mean, the thing about a Hall of Fame is that it's supposed to encapsulate an entire career, not just like one good year of a career.
No, I don't necessarily disagree with that. But you look at his career, and he's got a lot of accolades. I think he was a worthy Hall of Famer before and now after the year he had.
All right, well, we'll see.
Most decidedly a Hall of Famer. Christian Cage, great year.
It's all going to depend.
Again, career-defining work.
It's going to depend on my mood that day. Maybe if you bring over a McGriddle or something, we can talk about it.
All right.
MJF. He was kind of the main character of AEW this year. Who knows if he signed an extension or not, or if he's going to be around deep into 2024. I don't know. But for right now, he really is doing a hell of a job establishing himself in an organic way as a babyface with an interesting title run. He's done really stellar work, both from a character standpoint and inside the ring. He's been wrestling more, but the quality of his matches have not gone down, maybe with the exception of that ridiculous Righteous match. But MJF had a stellar year.
He did. Next, Rhea Ripley. She is the Roman Reigns of Monday Night Raw. She's got so many things going on. Managing the egos in Judgment Day, being the Judgment Day's leader, defending the Women's World Championship, continually dominating that division.
Yeah.
And she pulls it off effortlessly. Mm-hmm. And that match where it was her against four other women from that division, and historically, because she's supposed to be a heel, everybody loves Rhea Ripley, and she's in there. And does she roll out of the ring and let them fight and take advantage? No, she says, "Bring it on."
Yeah, she's a force. She's one of them force of nature characters that you just love to see. Io Sky, she won Money in the Bank, and then she won the women's undisputed championship there in WWE by cashing in, and she's sort of taking over or taking Judgment Day. Damage control away from Bailey.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun to see, and I expect to see a lot more and interesting stuff from her in 2024.
Indeed. Next, Seth freaking Rollins.
Big ass list.
It is. There's been a couple times where we kind of whittled the list down to like 5 nominees. People would say, well, what about this person? They should be on
I
here.
know, exactly.
So now we're just giving everybody all the options they want.
You guys want it? You got it.
Seth freaking Rollins won the new iteration of the World Heavyweight Championship, I believe, in May. Has held that title ever since. He's been the workhorse over there on Raw. That's his story.
The only thing he doesn't really do is sell that back
enough.
Yeah. Also, we've got Will Ospreay signed a big deal with AEW, but also probably again had the highest star ratings from those other guys. He's a terrific wrestler, and he's cracked his character to a whole new degree over the past couple of years. So yeah,
bruv. Pipe down, Steve.
Whoa, pipe down, bro. Okay.
Next nominee, Gunther. Broke the record for the longest Intercontinental title reign. You put him in the ring, you're going to get a good match.
Yeah.
And very often an exceptional match. Gunther's up there, one of my favorite wrestlers in the entire world right now. Everything he does feels real and believable.
Also, one of the most entertaining characters.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. Especially like the first half. Sami Zayn's sort of like the FTR of this year. Last year, FTR, they had that killer first half and they sort of disappeared.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, I'm not going to say he disappeared, but he had that killer first half up until him and Kevin Owens winning those tag titles at Mania. They didn't do a whole hell of a lot with them, but he's still good for like a really, really awesome promo these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he had a really, really great beginning of 2023.
He did. Head of the table, Tribal Chief. I know he didn't wrestle very much, especially on TV. But whether he's on SmackDown or not, his presence is felt.
Yeah.
He informs basically every major action on that show, whether he's there or not.
Yeah.
And when he does show up to work, he's top tier. He's exceptional stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Put those ones up one more time.
There we go. Let's see here. Swerve Strickland just had an absolutely killer year. He really cracked the algorithm, if you will, for success in AEW by being one of the most creative guys on the roster and just putting on phenomenal match after phenomenal match.
Yeah. Final nominee, Bryan Danielson. And as you mentioned, it's quite possible that he's having the best year of his career. He intends to be the final full-time year of his career. He had 3 matches nominated for Match of the Year. That's not even including some of the TV matches he had that were awesome. That match against Roosh, fantastic. He just had a really good match against Andrade.
Yeah.
This last weekend.
You say that like Andrade's a piece of shit wrestler.
No, I'm not on the same. Just like it's an episode of Collision.
Yeah.
And it's a routine thing now for Danielson to get in the ring and have a minimum 4-star match.
Yeah,
it's routine now.
Yeah,
it's something else.
He said that like he just had a great match against Zach Clayton. The reality.
He could get.
He probably
he
could,
would get.
though.
He would be able to find the most intriguing story possible and get a 4-star match against Zach Clayton.
All right, let me ask you something.
Sure.
On this list of Wrestler of the Year nominees, can
Yeah.
you point to your vote?
Oh, you think I think you know who it is.
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's that for me too. Now that we've talked about it and gone through
And here's
it,
another thing.
discussed it.
Here's another thing about Danielson. All these great matches, he missed time with 2 significant injuries: a broken arm and a broken orbital bone.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know, it's crazy. Yeah, he's good. So, but I don't know. A lot more thinking to do, and then of course we're going to be doing our Going in Raw Hall of Fame. Who will make the cut for Hall of Fame wrestler of Going in Raw?
Who knows? So right now the voting is open. There'll be a link in the description. We'll keep it open. I don't know. Usually we just kind of keep it open, and then one day we'll decide, oh yeah, we should shoot the winner show. So we'll keep voting open until we decide to close it. Thank you, everybody. It's been a heck of a year here at Going in Raw. We appreciate each and every one of you.
What day is this running?
Christmas Day.
This is airing Christmas Day. All
Christmas
right.
Day. So thank you so much for everything. Happy holidays to everybody out there. And
it's been a heck of a year.
It has. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.